We scored points with both cars in Miami last time out with Haas, but the pressure's on today as we head to Imola. Hello folks, and welcome to episode number 6 of F2 Champions only with Haas, and we're gearing up for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix around the legendary Imola circuit. And as I said in the intro, there is some pressure on us today because the sponsors are coming for a VIP experience to Imola. Hopefully it stays dry for them, unlike it in real life in 2023 where it was a bit of a washout, to be honest. So we've approved the visit. We get a triple bonus payout for a successful sponsor guarantee, but it's doubled if we don't meet it. So the penalty is doubled. So let's have a look at our targets. Do we want to reach Q3? Yes, we do. So let's have one car in Q3, please, and one car at least 12th or higher. So obviously this will give us more money. We've currently got $16.7 million dues in the bank account. Let's have a finished position of at least 12th then with one car, and we'll have one car 14th. If we do 12th every race, let's go 14th, because then 5 races, one car 14th, that earns us $3 million. This is how you make money quickly in F1 Manager. There's your tutorial. Also, we should note that this weekend is an ATA qualifying weekend, so we're only using hards in Q1, mediums in Q2, softs in Q3, should we get there. We've also got rain predicted for Sunday, so I hope everyone's brought their raincoats. Let's check in with the championship standings. As I said, we got our first double points finish last time out in Miami. A super performance from Felipe Drugovich, who finished 8th. He beat a Mercedes in the last race. That was way above expectations. I know George Russell qualified 19th and was coming through, but still, you'd expect him to have finished ahead of us. But the fact that he didn't is commendments to the team and to Felipe Drugovich for the job that he did and the team did on that Sunday. Hulkenberg came home in 10th. He's now up to 9 points, and that means Haas sit on a lovely 13 points after just 5 races, almost double that of Alpine, and we're not going to catch Mercedes. So we're aiming for P5 this season. If we can develop the car efficiently, we can continue to keep those points ticking over. And Felipe Drugovich is doing a good enough job. He's only got 7 months left on his contract, but if he stays doing what he's doing at the moment, I'm sure we'll be looking to extend that. We've got one update on the car ready for today. Nico Hulkenberg has got the newest version of SidePod available to him. You can actually see here, our car performance is the best for high speed. High speed is very important in Imola. Top speed important, we're only 17th, so it's balancing out, and then we're kind of middle of the road for medium speed, so we'll probably end up somewhere in the middle, I would guess. So yeah, we are very, very good at high speed. If there's some high speed circuits coming up that we can exploit that at, it's probably the likes of Austria. I don't know if Canada is high speed. It's not. But Silverstone is. Budapest is medium speed. Spa, Zandvoort, I think, Monza. Yeah. So there's some circuits coming up that we can really do well at and maybe get some even better results. But let's go and impress the sponsors today with a good performance in Imola. I'm going to go to practice. I'll see you in qualifying. Closing stages of qualifying 2. We're all on medium tyres, and we've currently got both cars in the top 10, but Alonso can certainly improve. Hamilton would be expected to improve. Stroll is just ahead of us on the circuit, I believe. We're following Felipe Drugovich, who hasn't improved in Sector 1. Has Lance Stroll? He has, as Leclerc has set the fastest time. That's a Verstappen. I think that's a Red Bull getting out of the way. Stroll is giving us a tow, but Drugovich is not improving. He's going to be bumped out here if he doesn't pull a final sector together. Hulkenberg is setting personal best sectors, so he could even go above George Russell. Stroll goes 8th. Drugovich stays 10th. Alonso stays... No, he's jumped up to 9th. I thought he stayed 11th. Drugovich drops out of Q2. Is anyone going to go? Hamilton's probably going to bump him down to P12. But that does mean we'll secure the bonus from the sponsors. Here comes Hamilton. He goes 7th. Hulkenberg, by the way, 4th. How far off pole? Half a second. But, you know, we're in the top 4 for crying out loud. We repeat that. We're looking at a potential podium. But Felipe out in Q2. He didn't put his final lap together as he would have hoped. But we've got Nico Hulkenberg just completely out of position in P4. He did get a massive tow, but I suppose we'll have to repeat that in Q3, which will be on softs. Let's see how we do. Final efforts of Q3 then. We are currently P6 with Hulkenberg, ahead of Ocon, the sole remaining Alpine, and both Mercedes. We're on a fresh set of boots. Let's see how this final run goes through Villeneuve into Tosa then with Hulkenberg. Personal best in Sector 1. Alonso not improving in the Aston Martin and has taken the checkered flag. How far are we behind Alonso? We are 86 thousandths of a second off the Aston Martin. That's all we need to find to secure a top 5 slot potentially. Only the Mercedes behind us could deny us. Here comes Hulkenberg then. 2 green sectors. Is it a top 5 start in Imola for Haas? It's 4th! Perez is on a lap, so we're going to be pushed back. We're currently 4th. We go down to 5th. Hamilton can only get 8th. Russell is 10th. We're in the top 5 in Imola. This upgraded car is a monster. Wow. And with rain coming, we could be on for a fantastic result. We've outqualified both Aston Martins, both Mercedes, both Alpines. There's only 2 teams ahead of us, Red Bull and Ferrari. And we basically have the same car as Ferrari, let's be honest. Unbelievable qualifying session. Well done, Hulkenberg. Splitting the strategy today for this potentially very, very wet race in Imola. Drogovic is going to start on softs and he's going to make a pit stop before the rain arrives. I have a feeling that the AI will go on mediums or hards to try and get to the rain period, which is somewhere in the middle of the race. And if I show you the track graph, it's going to get seriously wet. You might need oars and propellers rather than tyres and engines. So it's going to get very wet. We might actually switch back to inters late on. So I'm anticipating full wets at some point, hence the wet tyres here. We're going to go soft wets with Felipe to start with, and then we'll change to inters when necessary. With Nico, I did initially have him on a soft, medium, wet strategy, but I've decided to play the long game and hold on to track position. I've underfueled the car, so hopefully we can go with those front 4 a little bit more easily, but also we have the benefit of a brand new engine, which would also explain why Hulkenberg did so well in qualifying. So hopefully that power will help us, and then we can recover the fuel during the rain period. So you recover fuel during rain so much more effectively. That all said, it has caught me out before. That won't happen today, I'll make sure of it. So I think we're all set. Let's do a motor race. It's an all Ferrari front row in front of the Tifosi. 5 red lights, the lights are out, the race is on. Carlos Sainz away well from pole position. There's Nico Hulkenberg, and immediately trying to get alongside a Red Bull. What's the tyre strat from everybody? Drogovic and Zhou are the outliers on softs. Leclerc and Perez are on mediums. Everybody else on hards. Norris on mediums as well. So it's going to be pretty static, I would think, until we switch to wets. Drogovic has actually got himself up to P11. Someone have a grid drop or something? I'm not sure, but anyway, we're up to 11th with Felipe Drogovic, and everything is going very nicely. Decent start. Hulkenberg still P5. Let's settle down into this then. We've got yellow flags, and there's been an accident. Who is it tumbling down the order? It's Alonso, I can see, falling down the order. The 2 Aston Martins have crashed at Piratella. Oh my gosh. Wow. Yeah. Swear words. That's not a safety car, I don't know. But that promotes Drugovich into the top 10. Right, lap 16. Not much has happened so far. We're still 5th and 9th ever since the Aston Martins crashed into each other. Drugovich was trying to get past Ocon, and he was close on a number of occasions, but just couldn't quite get the job done. His tyres are now very, very second-hand, so he's fallen away from the Alpine, which is on hards, and those tyres are still performing, as evidenced by Nico Hülkenberg still in P5. 3 seconds ahead of Russell, who's battling his teammate Hamilton. We're not looking to try and beat a Red Bull or a Ferrari today. Drugovich on his way to the pit lane now, and let's see where he comes out. Overtaking very difficult around Imola, so maybe we should have just gone for the one stop, but let's see how this plays out. We're going to be on much better tyres than everybody. That could be the decisive factor. And here we go, the first real bit of action for today, side by side through the Villeneuve chicane. And look at the grip difference. Fresh softs versus used hards, just no contest. And now we're chasing a McLaren, and Drugovich is already on the back of Norris, and now he's in front of him. He's set a purple middle sector. Drugovich is flying. He is deploying battery and everything, but he's absolutely flying. This is great stuff. Another position gain for Drugovich, again through the Villeneuve chicane, but this time gets it completed into the Tosa hairpin, and we're going to have to cut straight to another replay because he's already passed Daniel Ricciardo. Are we going to get that replay as well? We are not. So as you can see, Drugovich is ahead of Ricciardo and actually is already on the back of Tsunoda. This is insane. The pace difference. Here we go, round the outside at Tamburello. Don't even mind it. Lovely, lovely, lovely. We're on our optimal pit stop lap for both drivers, but it's still not wet enough even for Inters. The heavy rain seems to be coming a little bit later. Not ready to go to wets yet. So we're just going to hang on for now. That's Drugovich, who's now 10th and pulling away from Sargent. Hülkenberg on those mediums. Everybody else is mediums and hards. Hülkenberg is on mediums for Perez, and they're getting very second hand. He's risking a puncture, so he's got to be super careful. I wouldn't want to be on super worn mediums right now, or worn hards, to be honest. Softs, nice hot softs, are the hot ticket. There's Leclerc passing Verstappen to just underscore my point. Maybe we should have done the stop with Hülkenberg and gone medium soft. But we're committed now. We just need to wait for it to get wet enough for wets. We've got Logan Sargent in the pit lane. I have called both our drivers to the box. Inters for Sargent. I'm going to bring Hülkenberg in on the next lap. Hopefully this doesn't bring him straight in. I've just asked it not to. Thank you. Asked him to stay out. It's definitely Inters are faster, but we're very quickly going to be on wet. Sargent, the only person to have gone to the pit lane. I completely forgot to cancel the pit stop. Hülkenberg's coming out on wets. So we're out in 9th. We need to look after these tyres now. It's now damp and it's about to get very, very wet very, very quickly. If this is to be believed, we might have just played an absolute blinder. Let's deploy the battery. Everybody's coming in. What are they going on to? Drugovich is leaving the pit lane. Tsunoda going on to wets, I would think. There they are, wet tyres for everybody. Felipe, let's deploy the battery with you as well. The leading drivers are in too. I'm guessing for wets. And Perez has only just made it there. We might undercut Perez. We were catching him as the rain was starting to get heavier. So let's see. Don't think we're really close enough to do it. But he might get double stacked. Let's see. Where are we going to pop out in all of this? Hülkenberg. Oh, we're not looking at the right driver. He's 5th. That's Aston Martin in the way. We haven't quite caught who we needed to catch. So we need to conserve the tyres, cool them down because they're getting very hot. Drugovich has just run wide, but he's not lost a position. He's 26 seconds clear of Tsunoda. It's absolutely insane. This is through Tamburello. Ooh, bouncing across the sausage curbs. doesn't think anything of it. Didn't actually lose any time. So, probably more of a corner cut, to be honest. We are looking after fuel. Hulkenberg has dropped back from Prez. We didn't manage to close the gap, sadly. Hamilton now just a second behind, but of course no DRS, so nothing really to worry about. Carlos Sainz continues to lead this race, and the smooth operator is doing a lovely job, as is Nico Hulkenberg and Felipe Drugovich. So the rain has started to ease off. It's starting to dry up a little bit, as you can see on the right hand side here. The amount of wetness on the track is decreasing, and Drugovich has saved as much fuel as he needs now, which is good. I suppose I could probably do the same with Hulkenberg. The only thing we need to consider now is, do we ever need to change back, to intermediate tyres? And that could be in the last sort of 10 laps of this race. So we'll need to be on our toes for another potential tyre change, which, I mean, if we do it and it's the hot ticket, we could potentially finish on the podium or have a really high double points finish, as the track now becomes damp. So actually, intermediates are faster. We'll keep an eye on this. It's going to be kind of like this, and then it's going to get better. So I'll wait and see if anyone behind Drugovich goes to the pit lane, and if they do, I'm going to respond. I'm not waiting for anybody else. We're going for it. We're going to be the first ones onto Inters, because the tyres are already starting to overheat, even though there's 3.9 millimetres of water on the circuit. 2.9 second stop for Drugovich. We shouldn't lose a position. Tsunoda's not even at the Rivatsas, so yeah, it didn't really matter. We are also about to go a lap down. That is Carlos Sainz lapping Felipe Drugovich, but on Inters we might be mega fast. Let's see what the young Brazilian can do. Hulkenberg is a couple of seconds clear of Hamilton. We might also be making the switch to Inters with him, because it's just going to improve from here. Do you know what? I think we do it as well. Get the undercut, get ahead, get track position. 5 laps to go. We're the only cars on Inters. The AI hasn't stopped. Have we just thrown away a P5? Our tyres are very hot. The track's drying out. But the AI's tyres must be absolutely boiling. Unless they're just going really slowly. What's the lap times like? We're in the 23.4s. Ocon's 23.9s. So they're not slow. Leclerc's on a 22.7. Those tyres are going to be screaming. We might as well attack on ours. Drugovich, we're not going to finish any better than 10th unless Hulkenberg or someone else has an accident. So let's see what we can do with Hulk in these last few laps. We're not really closing in quickly enough. I was hoping we'd be a bit faster, to be honest, but yeah, the difference hasn't been all that great. Okay, now I think it's starting to kick in. Hulkenberg's just done a 21.6. He was so much faster than Ocon last time around. We've saved all the fuel he needs. It's just a case of getting close enough, and we're going to have to deploy the battery and everything. Tyres are way too hot. Doesn't matter. We're not going to catch Hamilton. That's almost certain. We're looking for it into Villeneuve. We're going to deploy out of Tosa. Hulkenberg all over the road, trying to find a way through. Through Piratella, can he do it? No, not there. Into the chicane. Yeah, there we go. Love that, Hulkenberg. Great stuff. A superb overtake by Nico Hulkenberg. Moves us into P8. But Gasly's 6th. That's really not ideal. This was a bit of a mistake, and we're on to the penultimate lap. We've just thrown away a P5. We took the risk. It looked like Inters were going to be the hot ticket, but it really hasn't worked out that way. We should have stuck with the wets. Although we are reeling in George Russell. We'll still have a lap to go. Let's push the engine. Russell's closing in on Gasly. Oh, if we can beat Russell again, that would be amazing. Let's deploy. The AI's tyres must be absolutely melting. Here comes Hulkenberg through Piratella. Oh my word, we missed it. We'll get a replay. Gasly's really struggling. He's really struggling. Drugovich has got points. Gasly he's a fish dead in the water. Let's watch this Russell overtake first. This is just incredible. That's not an overtaking place, but look at the speed difference. And here we go. We're just flying past them on the last lap. We're not close enough to Hamilton to do anything about it. But P6, that's actually a really good save come the end of this race. Drogovic, great job. Well done. Hulkenberg, oh, I'm going to have to do it when he crosses the line. You know what's coming. Fantastic result. Everyone stand up and applaud. Nico Hulkenberg! Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I am so happy with that. That's snatching a small victory from the jaws of defeat. We could have been 9th and 10th, but Hulkenberg on the last lap has overtaken 2 drivers to finish 6th. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Great stuff from the Hulk. Celebrations fully deserved. It's another double points finish as well. Absolutely amazing. Yeah, okay, we've fallen 1 position from where we started, but honestly, if Haas had started 5th in real life, they wouldn't have even scored points, but their tyre wear was so bad. But we've scored 9 points today. So, amazing. We've beaten both Alpines and we've beaten a Mercedes for the 2nd race in a row. Drogovic P10, Hulkenberg P6. How's this looking in the Drivers' Championship? Hulkenberg, 17 points now. Great job, from him. And we have now got 22 points. We're 7 points clear of Alpine. So it's gradually getting up there, that gap back to the French team. Lovely stuff. The risk, the gamble paid off just about in the end. Whew. Well, we almost blew it, but make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on the video for that. Subscribe for more F1 Manager Haas gameplay. And while you're here, go and check out our live stream series where we are taking McLaren back, well, not back to the top, but we're trying to match their 2023 points total without upgrading the car until Austria. We're very close to the Austrian Grand Prix, which will be this weekend's stream, I believe. And hopefully the car turns into something of a beast as well when we put the upgrades on it. So make sure you join me for that on Sunday. I'll see you then. You're the best fans. Bye for now.